Welcome back again. So today, let's get started for Blender streaming. So, I think I just want to make a very short streaming, just reviewing for the last process in a couple days. I just found something that solved any issues within loading the library and then try to free the library. It actually has to be, especially for this version, it doesn't work with the default folder, or perhaps I'm not sure there is some kind of user preference for the file, but I still can't find it as the basic library folder, which is always in the Blender file location. Within that file location there is a library in it, but that's not going to work for, that's only work for loading the library or import the entire file into the recent file, which is already open then. But in the library free it doesn't work that way, so it has to be used a full address for a folder itself. So I use my C data and then my current projects library, and this is the example that I just made it, and only use the Python, no an object or anything else on the actuator. So let's see, if I close the load and if I just throw away, it's going to be disappeared. That's very easy. Doesn't use the actuator, using only for Python scripts. So if I just close, keep closing in the distance that I just require, but this is only for a scene. Well, there is still kind of repositioning issues actually. If you import the entire scene, it will be on the center of the map. Yeah, in the center of the 3D map itself, which is on the ground zero here, right in the middle of the grid, which is 0. And the other thing is I just add some object, I guess, using the last progress. I think this one, or character mechanics spawn, we just streaming yesterday. It will be spawned at the direct position of the spawning area, which is add the objects. Let's write this cube, this purple cube. If I clone, it's loading the entire objects, just the objects, not the scene, because I make it linking the characters. Sorry, just coughing. And that's only for a character, with full of animation, logic and script, texture, everything. And it has to be a link rather than just use the link. I cannot modify anything in it. But the file size increased significantly and almost the same size as a link before the link, the objects. So link and library load is basically the same method to import the certain object from the other file, from the other Blender file. Library load, it's much more limited because it cannot add some object. I mean import the objects, but only import the meshes, action. Only 3 type, I guess. Meshes, action, and I forgot the other one. As far as now, it's only for meshes, which is at this spot, at this Windows tab, and the object was here, and meshes was connected to the object, just like in Blender. It's a basic Blender system. It's kind of root parents or something like that. So it will be modified and manipulate the entire mesh entirely, but for the animation I think it's all do the same. Blend type, I think it types action, mesh, and scene. Yeah, it's all the entire scene. Just forgot. Just for the entire scene, that's mean import the whole scene in that blend file. Will be make the position on the center of the map, the 3D world itself. So that's not going to work for spawning an object into a certain location or into the spawning object entity like this one. This is actually the spawning object entity, but it's loading the scene, so that's why the object is right in the middle of this. So if I can test it just like before, this will be spawning right in the middle of the 3D world, disappear again, just like that, just it's scene. The other thing is, I think I already replace mesh. So replace mesh is basically imported library as a mesh, so I have to change this as a mesh, make it works, and it load, then replace mesh. It's going to be load the library from the other file, and then this is the script for replacing mesh. Is the in from the other file, the name, and at this Windows dialog in here should be, there's lots of automatic name which is a number actually. So if I try this, it will be, should be the same if I'm not mistaken. Yep, it will be gone forever. No. Oh, it works for library free as well. That's nice. And I think it because remove instantly. So what's going on? Should be keep access after it just, or maybe I have to use the replace mesh to make it exist. I think they have to be pushed this one. But I'm not sure it's going to be error with the loading library. Oops, just changing into the within library or changing. I think I'm not going to remove it, but instead I'm going to back into the original shape, which is the cube. So this is the cube of the mesh name, which is right in this dialog. And that will be spawning at the spawning area, but not the objects actually. We're just changing the meshes. It's gonna conflict with this one. Has to be activated like that. Okay, I think that's pretty much for the last progress. I just found it. Kinda glad I found this, so I have to especially for library free, has to be type the exact root folder in details. And then just the last try is using the double slash like this. Double slash like this. It works only for the loading, not library free. Not so. What's the difference with this Blender version? Is it kinda different with the previous one? I already watched the tutorial how to load the library's Blender. Actually, that's kind of old tutorial, and should be using the older version as well. Okay, the last I just make it. I just download some interesting, which is the dinosaur of Velociraptor, and I already have a rig in it, so I don't have to much time to rig and just straight animate this character. Just download from a website. It's free 3D download. It already has a rig in it in a blend file. It's kind of pretty much easier to make this character and much quicker to just straight to animate, or maybe just improvement. I just improved the face a little bit with some kind of nose in here, so I just drag him up and make it skinnier neck. So the texture is kinda terrible actually. The texture is material texture doesn't quite look good, not very good. It's not high detail, so okay, that's very easy for the raptor. I'm going to animate this one, but I always use modifying a little bit because I don't want the exact same as the original one. So the last time I just downloaded the very old Blender game, kinda interesting. Does not works in this version, which is only works for 2.49, and I just use and I use the 2.79, which is the latest or the last, the remnant, the remaining last Blender game engine with 2.79, and that's usually most updated one for the Blender game engine. And then in 2.8 it's just remove from the Blender developer. Also, what's going on with the developer? Some people just arguing it's because it's ethics problems, because the Blender game engine is kind of great, very easy to make. Or maybe there is some kind of competition with the other software, I don't know, just assuming. Okay, this game is not working here, so you can try it out at a time. And this game is very old, back in maybe 10 years old, and since then I'm not quite interested in Blender. I already know Blender works and already works in many jobs and using the Blender, and then but just for the basic, not for a Blender game engine. And since then, 10 years later, kinda regret that. They have a good engine, game engine. Okay, maybe I'm going to make the raptor right now. Maybe the raptor, or interesting in statically blood. Actually, I'm kinda sleepy for today's stream. I'm not planning for a long streaming. I'm still tired. I still need more sleep. I just sleep for maybe just 3 hours or maybe a couple hours. Sleep at 3 a.m. awake at 7. That's 4, I guess. But still headache and still tiring. Still sleepy. My eyes are very dry. So dry because I need to close my eye much longer. Well, that's pretty much it. I think I'm going to turn off the microphone. I will leave the network to ended up streaming, so I would say they ended up streaming just right now, but let it the network provider shut down the connection and stop the streaming. So see you later, maybe tomorrow, maybe if I have a good progress, or maybe I'm not going to streaming for quite some time. Maybe I'm going to streaming after I make very significant progress, which is very good looking and much more enjoyable to watch, and that's kinda takes time. For about I always want to streaming, but kinda quit for gaming streaming right now. It's kinda different mood right now. I just wanna make a game. Always 3D artist is. I'm just going back to the 3D artist streaming. Okay, see you for next time. So just improving the animation. I'm going to make a strafing animation. It's kind of important because I don't have A and D key yet, or strafing key. So I'm going to make the animation first.